Hello, good evening. How are you? This is African View with me, Odita Admasu. And today we are going to discuss some important issues we have left last time. It's about an insurance policy. Can the insurance sector become Africa's next economic revolution? That's the discussion point that we have in this evening. And I would like to welcome everybody to this platform where we explore Africa's biggest opportunities, challenges, and the topics shaping our future. Today we are going to continue our discussion from last time on the insurance industry. Last time we have been discussing why Africa remains to be one of the least insured continents in the world. So we have asked this question about the industry, and is it the reason why more investors are not flowing into the continent? So we are going to ask those questions as well in this evening. To help us understand this important subject, we are once again joined by Mr. Fikru Tsegaye Wordofa, who is an accomplished insurance professional and an author and a winner of the prestigious African Insurance Organization Book Award for his work on Islamic Insurance, Takaful. Welcome, Mr. Fikru. Hello, Mr. Fikru. Welcome, Mr. Fikru. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, Fikru. We have lost Mr. Fikru, I think. I think he's going to join us. Fikru, if you can hear me, you can join in. Tell us about the insurance industry, about the micro insurance coverage that is prepared for the poor part of the society. What is? Let's start with explaining what is micro insurance and what kind of policies does it provide for the poor. If you can hear me, you can reply with that one. You can start with that one.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can we start with the micro insurance? What it means and what kind of policy does it provide for the poor?
Hello?
I think network is giving us some problems, but Fikru, you can reply if you... Go ahead. Your network is not... Mr. Fikru, you can go ahead. Hello, can you hear me now?
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes? Can you hear me?
Yes, that's good. Shall we start? Is it okay now? I think the voice is back.
Yes, it's okay for me now. We can start.
That's good. That's good. So we were talking about the insurance sector. We are going to continue from last time. What we have started about the insurance, is it going to be a big factor, the key to African investment, that kind of thing we were discussing about last time. So when we continue, let's go to micro insurance. What it is, what is microinsurance, and what kind of policy does it provide for the poor part of the society? Could we start with that one?
Okay, thank you. Yes, just to put it in simple terms, micro insurance is a low-cost insurance protection, and it's designed, as you said, for the low-income people who cannot afford standardized insurance products. So it also, as a benefit, it also helps families to handle sudden cash shortage or financial problems by offering small payouts. The payouts are also small for risks, including illness, deaths, or small properties or accidents in relation to crops. It can be a crop failure or any other accident. So when we see the benefits to the poorest, first and foremost, it stops poverty traps. Most of the times, families with low-income people fall into this what we call poverty trap because of shortage of money to cope up with accidents. So I think microinsurance means families can have a safety net from the insurance protection, and it prevents families from selling whatever they have. If they are not prepared to cope up with risks, and if anything unfortunate happens, they end up selling their tools or whatever they have. It can be land or anything they have to pay out for the emergencies. So having microinsurance, even at small scale level, means families can come up out of this poverty trap. That is one thing. The other issue, even for the family members like children, they will not stop their schools because of accidents or what seems tiny unfortunate happenings. So parents, it stops parents from pulling kids out of classes when the money is tight. That's another advantage. It also improves health, as it also provides coverage for health-related risks. It helps people to see, at least a doctor at early stage of, the illness, instead of waiting until sickness gets very bad or becomes serious. The other issue is just like any other insurance product, it provides peace of mind. It lowers, the daily worries of the insured families. When we see the key features of micro insurance, it's like it's very different from the conventional insurance we know. The conventional insurance, they are meant for people from middle income or higher income classes, but micro insurance is for the poorest. And as a result, it's one of its unique features. It's a very low cost insurance. The distribution is lower, plus the premium is also expected to be small or lower, just to match it with the income level and capacity of the poor. Even the products, the way we create them is also simple. They need to be simple and understandable by the insured population. We are not expected to put jargons or unnecessary technical wordings, just like the conventional insurance products. But for micro insurance, we need to make it very simple and easily understandable by the by the insured. Even the way we calculate the claims or assess, the payouts should also be faster, because these families are poor. They don't have, sufficient income to cope with accident. So the insurance companies are expected to quickly process the claims and pay out the claims faster. So these are some of the features, the unique features expected from the microinsurance products to make it suitable for the insured public. The other issue that we must raise in relation to microinsurance is the expected support from the government. Governments should support microinsurance initiatives by making, clear laws and directives. Especially regulators should create enabling regulatory environment for microinsurance. Even the distribution channels should be unique, so as to even manage the distribution costs and finally make the premiums affordable to the poor. Again, governments are also expected to provide subsidies to make the premiums affordable to the poor, and they should also contribute in awareness creation and teaching the public. They should run programs to enable people understand the concept of insurance, especially microinsurance, the way the insurance companies underwrite the risks, and process claims should be presented in a very clear and understandable manner to the insured population. Again, technology service providers should also play a great role, and government is expected to provide the necessary infrastructure. If we leave all these, issues and burdens to the insurance companies, they may not have the necessary, capacity to avail the infrastructure. So governments should provide adequate support by availing infrastructures to enable insurance companies avail microinsurance products to the poor. So this is the microinsurance in simple terms.
That's very interesting. You have explained it very well. And talking about the poor, majority of the African society, the Ethiopian society, they are dependent on agriculture. So naturally it comes with the climate, especially nowadays when climate is changing rapidly. There are a lot of disasters, farmers have to face the drought, flood, and crop failures in some cases. And what kinds of insurance are provided for the farmers? How can insurance help these African farmers recover from these natural calamities?
Yes, you did. Insurance among the risk management tools is the most preferred risk management tool, even compared to other, available options. So insurance as a risk management tool helps farmers, especially African farmers, to recover from climate shocks. So it can be in the form of index-based, or it can be in the form of risk pooling, or various government-backed safety nets. These insurance products can pay out, can be used to pay out claims fast when the bad weather happens, sometimes without, needing proof of loss. We are not expected to pass through rigorous and check and approval to pay out claims, because these vulnerable people, are exposed to catastrophes. So agricultural insurance, I can say, is a must these days to the African farmers to protect them from catastrophic losses. When we see the practice and experience, majority of the risks are not insured. They are not insured. Even when we take the experience from the Ethiopian insurance industry, the penetration level for agricultural insurance is less than 1%. Having more than, maybe more than 20 million household farmers and we know the contribution of agriculture to the GDP of Ethiopia, and how much of the population is engaged in the agricultural sector. But when we see the insurance protection for the agricultural sector, it's very minimal. So we know that insurance is among the risk management tools the most preferred risk management mechanism or option, but the attention given for insurance is very low compared to the benefits it can provide to the farmers. Agricultural insurance can come in many forms. For instance, we can have, as I said earlier, index insurance. When we say index insurance, it's a type of insurance. The payment is based on weather data, like rain, can be like rainfall or the rainfall amount, or satellite based predicting. If we conduct claim investigation at every farmer's door, the cost is unbearable. So what insurance companies should adopt in this regard is to use parametric insurance or other options to reduce even the claim processing cost and other costs in relation to the distribution of insurance products. Again, as I said earlier, also government and other stakeholders should also provide protection and support structures to the farmers, and to make agricultural insurance a feasible option to the farmers. Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, that's good. So yes, because farmers are poor, that's the policy that you included in the micro as well, micro insurance, and with the farmers also they have to be supported. The insurance companies have to be supported by the government and other supporting agencies to help the farmers. So what about for women? Is there a special
Yes.
special insurance for them?
As I said earlier, we need to underline on this one. We need to underline.
Yes.
Sorry, we need to underline on this one before proceeding to other issues. Government support is mandatory in agricultural insurance. As we say, it can be at micro level or meso level, or even for agriculture in related to commercial farming. The government support and the support from various stakeholders is crucial because it benefits farmers. As we said earlier, providing agricultural insurance means getting fast cash to cope with disasters, so that farmers get money quickly to buy new seeds, for instance, or to buy foods after a disaster. So that support should be there. Plus, the way we manage the claims, the way we process the claims should also be faster compared to other insurance products. Even the benefit for the farmers is higher because it stops families from selling their land or cattle just to survive the bad situation. In most cases, farmers sell their land or cattle to cope up with emergency situations. So governments should provide adequate support, should avail the necessary infrastructure to support agriculture insurance and micro insurance. Otherwise, governments are the last resort. Government is the last resort in managing risks. If they are not able to support insurance, at the end of the day, they expose the farmers to natural calamities, acts of God, or disasters. Plus, governments should avail adequate fund or any disaster recovery to cope up the farmers from their loss situation. So the best way, as to me, is to support insurance so that farmers can better manage their risks with agricultural or micro insurance products.
So, is there an insurance that's provided by the government that you know of for Ethiopian farmers? Hello, Fikru. Hello. Hello, Fikru, can you hear me? Fikru. Can you hear me? Okay. So, as you heard him, till the network is back, I think we can stress, like he said,
Hello?
on the agriculture. Yes, can you hear me, Fikru? Is it audible now? Hello.
Yes,
So we were
yes,
talking
you are
about
back again.
the
Yes, I can
importance.
hear you now.
Okay, that's good. So we were talking about how important it is for governments to support these insurance companies, or to support the farmers in getting insurance for their different climate-related disasters that they might face in their agriculture. So is there an insurance going on that you know
Of
of,
course.
that government? That the Ethiopian government is paying out for the farmers. Is there?
Yes, there are different efforts, there are different efforts. In Ethiopia, we have been piloting micro insurance products for more than 30 years. There were many, fragmented efforts, but what we need to underline is, African governments, including the Ethiopian government, should invest more in agricultural insurance because it protects smallholder farmers against, severe climate shocks. Plus, it safeguards national food security, as we said earlier. This support from the government it cannot be, directly as a blanket, price support. It can be a smart subsidy towards, targeted premium smart subsidies or public-private partnerships. They can also avail foundational infrastructure, investing in public goods like weather stations, digital data network, or satellite monitoring systems. All this will enable the insurance companies even to lower transaction costs and operating costs, especially for private insurers.
Okay.
So the support of government is crucial for the agricultural insurance sector to flourish. Plus, government should also give its own, existing administrative apparatus for agricultural insurance. For instance, insurance services can be offered to the farmers in a bundled form. They can integrate insurance framework directly with the national input distribution, fertilizer distribution, or any other, digital financial services, or it can be bundled with agricultural extension, advisory services. All these efforts will support agricultural insurance, especially in lowering the distribution cost and finally making the premium affordable to the farmers.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's clear. I think we have stressed it enough. that how important it is to insure the farmers, because they are the backbone of the economy, especially in the agrarian economy like Ethiopia. It's vital that we ensure that government supports these farmers. But the other backbone of the society is also women. What about women? Is there any special uh, insurance policy that's prepared for women?
Of course, even there is a saying about, providing insurance for women. It goes like this, we say that insuring woman is like insuring a family or protecting a nation. If we properly, as insurance, professional, I would like also to stress on the necessity of having insurance protection targeting women. If we protect women, as I said earlier, it's like protecting the family and protecting the nation, because we know that women are the backbone of the society. And women also drive household financial safety. That is one factor. And they also manage family health care and build, the family's economic safety. So ensuring women means indirectly ensuring the whole society. Having said this much about the importance of protecting women, when we come to specific insurance products, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, when we come to specific insurance products, we can offer different types of insurance products for women. Just like men, they can have properties, they can have a vehicle or a building or something, an asset of value. We can protect them. We can protect their assets or their liabilities, just like men. But there are also unique products targeting women. It can be a protection for critical illness, like specific, cancer or other critical, incurable illnesses. We can also have specialized, maternity care plans targeting women. Even at micro level, if we are selling micro insurance products for women, we can come up with products that can go in line with the level of their income, and to protect their assets and properties that go in par with their the level of their assets and properties. But the unique products, as I said earlier, are related to women's health, especially designed for women planning pregnancy and childbirth. There are products that are targeting women to protect them during their pregnancy. There are products that protect women during their maternity time. These products can be sold as a rider with health insurance products, or can be availed as a standalone product. To be frank, we don't see much of these products in Ethiopian insurance industry, but in the world, these kinds of products are getting demand and attention from working class women. So, especially in relation to maternity and pregnancy complications, there are insurance products that can cater for the needs of women, for their risks or unexpected complications in relation to premature birth or emergency surgery or cesarean section or related costs. So just to summarize, yeah, we need to come up with products, especially in Ethiopia, targeting women in general and working class women in particular, because the society, the demand for these products is growing from time to time.
Okay. That's very interesting and good to know as a woman.
So my message to the insurance companies,
Okay,
yes,
go ahead.
my message for the insurance companies is to focus on products, targeting women. That will be the future of the insurance industry. That's my expectation.
Okay, that's very good information, and it's good to know that women are especially insured in this kind of uh, situations, especially something that's related to pregnancy and birth, which is very risky. Those efforts are now showing some fruit when it is minimized that days during labor. So it's very good information that you are providing us. Now let's go to the award that you won with the book that focuses on Takaful. For our viewers unfamiliar with the concept, what exactly is this Islamic insurance and how does it differ from the other conventional insurances?
Okay, Islamic insurance, it goes by many names. In some countries they call it Islamic insurance, or ethical insurance, or mutual guarantee insurance, or Takaful insurance, but the concept is the same. It's an alternative insurance product, which works in the form of cooperation or mutual guarantee, and it can be availed for all kinds of people, regardless of religion, regardless of sex, or any religious background. It can equally work for Muslims as well as Christians, because it is an ethical alternative product when we compare it with conventional insurance. Yes, it differs from conventional insurance, primarily since it does not uh, appreciate, some of the elements of conventional insurance, since it's based on some Sharia principle. There are some concepts that the Takaful insurance does not accept from the conventional insurance. For instance, when we see the concept of interest, Takaful is totally against interest. Sometimes even it's named as interest-free insurance in some countries, because it does not support, interest, getting interest at all. That is one area of difference with conventional insurance. The other issue, it does not accept what we call garar or excessive uncertainty. We have said that it's against interest. We call it riba. It's against riba. It avoids riba. Plus, it does not accept excessive uncertainty, and also it's against also gambling. So these are some of the differences between the conventional insurance and Takaful. On top of this, Takaful insurance is based on Sharia principles. In conventional insurance, for instance, we are expected to strictly follow the government rules and regulations and directives issued by insurance supervisory authorities. But in Takaful, yes, it respects all man-made laws like the proclamations, regulations, and directives issued by supervisory authorities. But on top of that, it is also strictly based on Sharia principles. So it's a product or Sharia principles. The other issue is in relation to the difference between the conventional insurance and Takaful insurance is that it has what we call surplus distribution. In conventional insurance, companies keep all the profits, but in Takaful, any leftover money or if there is any surplus after paying claims, the costs are shared back among the participants, or it can be kept to strengthen the fund, or it can be given as a charity based on the consensus among participants. Even when we see the investments in Takaful insurance, they are also Sharia compliant, number one. Plus, they don't invest in interest-bearing investment vehicles or options. In terms of approval, all Takaful investment should be approved by the Sharia Council. In most cases, the Islamic insurance companies operate with Sharia Council advisory body or religious scholars. Those parties or groups should approve even the investment options. They are not expected to invest in haram activities. You are not expected to, for instance, invest in alcohol industries or any other unethical investment vehicles. So just to put it in short, these are some of the differences between way the conventional insurance works and the unique characteristics of Takaful or Islamic insurance.
So, am I to understand that you are suggesting Takaful is going to change the insurance landscape of Africa? Is Takaful the right insurance policy when it comes to Africa? Is that your suggestion?
Of course. Yes, of course. It's an alternative insurance product, designed for Muslim community, we can say, but it can equally work for the Christians since it is an ethical product, an option for everybody. If people, regardless of their religion, see value in Takaful insurance, they can take out insurance and benefit from the policy, the Takaful insurance policies. When we see the potential, I have some facts and figures that show the potential of Takaful insurance in Africa. So the figures differ. There are an estimated more than 400, between 400 to 500 million Muslims in Africa. And this figure makes up, roughly 40 to 45% of the total population of the continent. So having this much potential means the insurance industry can leverage this potential and use this opportunity to expand insurance coverage in Africa. This Takaful insurance, or what we call Sharia compliant insurance, has a great potential, great structural potential, I can say, to significantly increase the insurance coverage across Africa. That's one point, because of the potential we raised earlier. Plus, these people are not usually covered by conventional insurance. When we see the insurance penetration level in Africa, no, it's less than 3%. The average insurance penetration in Africa is less than 3%. Africa currently may have, more than 1.4 billion population, and most of the people are not insured currently by the what we call the traditional or conventional insurance products. So, coming up with Takaful insurance means, providing alternative to those targeted groups who are not, taking out conventional insurance because of their religious background. You can see the potential from the figures, because having up to 500 million uninsured population means it means a lot. So if we can come up with proper value-adding Takaful insurance products, we can attract this massive demand from Africa. Most of them are underserved, especially in the sub-Saharan Africa. There are more than 200 million underinsured Muslims. So many of these reject conventional insurance because of their ideological background. That's one point. Even when we see the case, even in our country, in Ethiopia, we have a Muslim community who are not interested to take out the conventional insurance products because of their religious background. So to address this untapped market and missing market, the insurance industry has devised Takaful or Islamic insurance products, and it's successfully expanding currently. If I tell you the growth rate of Takaful insurance compared to the conventional insurance, maybe it's like 2-3-fold. The compounded annual growth rate of Takaful insurance is higher than the traditional insurance. Even this year, the conventional insurance industry, generally the total growth rate in premium written by the Ethiopian insurance industry is about 54 million Ethiopian birr. Out of it, when we see the growth of the Takaful insurance segment, the growth percentage is more than 74%. The conventional insurance sector registered a growth rate of 32%, but the conventional, the Takaful segment registered more than 74% growth even this year. So the takeout is increasing, and the growth compared to the conventional insurance is also huge. This shows that if we can come up with proper insurance products, proper Takaful insurance products, we can even increase the takeout of insurance, and also increase the insurance penetration and density in Ethiopia.
Thank you very much. That's well explained about Takaful. And it's very interesting, threefold difference between the conventional and Takaful. That's a big difference, and a rapid growth when it comes to the Takaful insurance providers. And like you said, it could be the answer that Africans are waiting for in terms of the insurance policy that's provided in the continent. So now let's go to the legal and the regulatory framework of insurance and ongoing change in the Ethiopian insurance sector, which encompasses the markets opening to international participants and the establishment of an independent insurance regulatory authority. Is it ideal to open it for the international participants?
Of course. I can say that the wind of change is blowing in the Ethiopian insurance industry. we are witnessing, significant changes in terms of regulation. Especially this year, we have seen a draft insurance regulation. Actually, it has been approved by Council of Ministers last May or June, I think. And what is left is the final approval by the House of People's Representatives. So it's in between the approval. And when we see the draft, if it is approved, based on, or if it's approved as it is, we'll witness various, reforms. And I can say that the Ethiopian insurance industry is entering a historic transformation, especially in terms of opening the market to foreign participants, plus in terms of establishing an independent regulatory authority or apparatus for the insurance industry. The industry, especially through the Association of Ethiopian Insurers, has been lobbying government and crying out loud to have an independent insurance regulatory authority that can understand the heartbeat of the Ethiopian insurance industry for many years. And fortunately, this year, we are going to witness that and moving towards an independent insurance regulator means a lot for the Ethiopian insurance industry. Again, this new proclamation is expected to come up with major reforms like, as we said, opening up of the market for foreign participants, plus strengthening the governance code of the insurance industry. And we also expect, enhanced consumer protection and digital regulation. We have seen, new concepts like bank assurance, foreign investment, even technological inflow and other, issues in the new regulation. So I can say that it would bring in new things and transformation to the Ethiopian insurance industry.
That's good. Okay, so is there a lesson to be learned for other African countries? Can they take lesson from Ethiopia, from Ethiopia's experience?
I think this question is very difficult for me because the Ethiopian insurance industry is at a very low stage of development, even by African or sub-Saharan African standard. When we see the penetration level, it's less than 0.5%. When we see the insurance per capita density, it's less than $2. Even the punch to population ratio is also at a very low stage of development. So I don't think there are lessons that other African countries can take from the existing reality, but there are also some good sides, I can say. For instance, in terms of establishing a national reinsurance company in Ethiopia. For instance, in terms of establishing a national reinsurance company, we have achieved a lot. Most countries in the Horn of Africa, they don't have a national reinsurance company, but Ethiopia, since 2016, has incorporated partly state-owned reinsurance company that can properly support the Ethiopian insurance industry. We don't see this kind of strong reinsurance company in some of East African countries. So they can take this as a lesson and establish a national reinsurance company, especially the way we structure it. It's like it's formed in the form of public-private partnership. So that can be a good lesson for our neighboring countries to set up national state-owned or partly state-owned reinsurance companies so that those institutions can reduce unnecessary foreign exchange bleeding out of their country, which the insurance companies pay for acquiring reinsurance protection and for payment of premiums for retrocession services. So that can be a good lesson that our African neighbors can take from the Ethiopian insurance industry. Otherwise, I can say that a lot is left to be desired. Having more than 130 million population and witnessing an insurance penetration of less than 1% is something that must be, properly addressed, and we need to work hard to improve the situation.
Yes, I think there's a lot of market, untapped market in the insurance sector. So uh, people concerned with the insurance industry have to focus on that one. But let me now go to the technology. Earlier on, you have touched a little bit about it, but I'd like to dive in a little deeper. With technology is changing in every sector. You see the artificial intelligence changing every sector in the world. Is it changing the insurance? Can mobile money transfers and digital platforms help insurance reach the rural community like the other markets are doing, like commodity exchange? They are becoming easier with mobile banking, that kind of thing. Can insurance get into that kind of
Yes,
scheme?
yes. The African insurance industry in general and the Ethiopian insurance industry in particular, they should evolve, especially without technology and embracing digital insurance. We cannot upscale the insurance penetration and density in Africa. Digitalization and artificial intelligence is totally revolutionizing the insurance industry. The way insurance companies underwrite their risk, the way they assess their claims, the way they detect insurance-related fraud, the way they compute premiums or set pricing, even their risk modeling and customer service has significantly transformed or changed with the adoption of technology. So it's not an option. Insurance companies should adopt digitalization and they should try to embrace technology and make their products and services easily accessible to customers. Especially this technology is also helping insurance companies even to lower their distribution costs. There are studies conducted even in Ethiopia which suggest insurance companies can lower their distribution costs up to by 40 to 50% if they properly adopt, digital platforms, or if they integrate, their distribution with different insurtech service suppliers. So insurance companies should shy away from the traditional distribution channels and embrace technology, or work in bundle or in collaboration with other digital service providers, so that they can make insurance services readily available for customers. That they can also lower their distribution costs, which in turn can lower the premium to the final insurance customers. So we have witnessed even best experiences in Africa, especially in Kenya. They are using mobile technology to distribute micro and agricultural insurance products, and they have also adopted technology to reach out, the bottom of the pyramid, or to reach out the majority of uninsured population. So even in Ethiopia, we are witnessing a rapid expansion of digital financial services, and this, I believe, creates a good opportunity, like what our neighbors are doing, to make insurance easily accessible to majority of farmers in Ethiopia.
Excellent. That's good to know that technology is integrating with the insurance sector as well. So my next question is, what care opportunities exist for the young Africans in the insurance industry? What innovations can we expect in the industry, say in 20 or 30 years time? What can we expect?
Yes, I see a lot of career opportunities in the insurance industry, especially in the future in relation to technology. I see career opportunities in data science, artificial intelligence, as I mentioned earlier, in cyber security and cyber insurance, agricultural, parametric agricultural insurance, even in reinsurance, and partly managing investable funds of insurance and reinsurance companies. InsurTech is another career opportunity for the young generation. And also actuarial science. I have to also stress this one, especially in Ethiopia. So far, we don't have actuaries. So I would like to call upon young professionals to join the Ethiopian insurance industry, especially in by studying actuarial science, because the opportunity is there. Plus, we don't have adequate. I can say adequate is not the right word. To express the existing situation, we have zero actuaries so far. An insurance industry with more than 100, years experience and without actuaries is something like a puzzle. So even in Africa, actuarial science is also a growing field. So the Ethiopian insurance industry, actuaries and
Can you hear me now?
hello.
Yes, I can hear you. What reforms would you recommend for ministers? Hello. Yeah, I
Hello.
can hear. Yes, I can hear you. A very interesting point for the African landscape. Insurance, we all know is important, but how important it is, as being explained by Mr.